Hello my sweet queens, you're welcome back to another interesting tutorial. So today we're going to be recreating this bubble style. For this style you will need 5 yards of Ankara fabric. Okay, if you want it, I just use the whole 6 yards of the Ankara. Okay, so from the fabric I'm going to cut twice my gown length with extra 15 inches. So measure your gown length 2 times from the total fabric that you have with extra 15 inches, and then you're going to cut it out. So once I'm done, I'm going to fold it like this into two. Then I'm going to slit it so that I will have one for the back and the other for the front. Okay. So I will take one. I'm going to fold it into two and place it on my table. Then I will take the second one also. I'll also fold it into two and place it on the table. Okay. So that's how to do the folding. Hope it's clear. So let's get drafting. So from the top, I'm going to measure 5 inches downward and I'm going to roll it. Then from that 5 inches mark, I'm going to measure down the nipple point line, then the gown length with seam allowance. So before you start, you measure 5 inches downward from the top and rule it, and that's going to serve as your guideline. Then from that guideline, you measure down your nipple point line. My client's own is 14. Then you measure down the length of the gown. My client's gown length is 68, so I'm going to measure down the 68 inches. 8 inches then with seam allowance. You can do one, you can do 1.5 for your seam allowance, okay? At the M line, all right? So at that M line, you are going to input the hip circumference divided by 4 plus extra 3, okay? My client's hip is 77 divided by 4. That will be 19.5. So I'll put 19.5 here. 19.5 plus extra 3. Oh God. That means I'm using the whole thing because of a hip measurement. But I can just reduce it maybe like so that it can have shape. Let me just come in from this place by maybe 1. I'll be putting side slit after all. So it's okay like this. So meaning I did hip divided by 4 plus extra 1.5. Okay. Then I'm going to connect it to the nipple point line. This is the nipple point line. So from the nipple point, I'll just come in by 2 inches like this and create like a curve here. Then I'll connect it all the way down, straight down to where I have my shock at the hem. You see it? So here at the hemline, you have your hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 3. That's the ideal thing to use. But because of the measurements I'm working with, like if I should do that, that's exactly the width of the Ankara. So I just try to do plus 1.5 so that it's going to have like a side slit so that she'll be able to work well. Okay. So once this is done, we have achieved the body of the bubu. So the next thing is just to cut it out. But we need to work with the upper part. So for the upper part, our guideline. And this guideline serves as your shoulder. So from here, you measure down your center back to your desired sleeve length. That is what you're supposed to have here. But let's just use the total width this Ankara is giving us here, which is 22.5, which is good. So from the folded edge here, I'm going to go in by 3 inches. 3 inches. Can you see? Then I'm going to measure upward 2 inches. 2 inches. Okay, now can you see it? Then I'm going to come inside here by half inch, and use my curve and connect it this way to the body, to the line, to the shoulder line. Can you see it? The next thing now is just to create a straight line. Just roll it from here now, just roll it straight this way. Okay, so this is the neck, but you know this is Bubu, so I just want to have it slant here a bit. So let me just slant the shoulder here by 1 inch. That means I'm going to stick on by a bit from the nipple point so that it's not going to be tight on her. Can you see what I've done? It came down here by 1, then from the nipple point came down by 1 again and connect. So from this 3 inches neck width, you know the way we slant shoulder, just connect it like this. Then you had your seam allowance for joining. So from where your shock is here, measure half inch, all around where you want to cut out. Let me use blue shock so that it's clear. So you can go ahead and cut this out. Then we'll come and put the front neck. The neckline is asymmetric. It's not straight, it's just asymmetric, like coming one-sided. Just note where the center front is. Just use your shock to like mark it so that when you open it very well, you can know the exact position that the center is, right? Side slit. Let's say the slit is stopping here, so I'll notch that point so that when I'm sewing, I know where to stop. Done cutting. If you want it to have pockets, you can have pockets. So let me put pockets. My client's waist length is 20. So 1 inch, your pocket sits 1 inch below your waist length, so that will be 21 for her. So I'll just trace it to the side so that I can notch. So when I'm sewing, I'll put pockets at that position. Okay, so we are done cutting. So I'll remove the down part. That's going to be the back. So you remove it. So this is the front. I've removed the back. So you open it so that you can put the neck. So you can see our guideline here. From that point, just make sure how deep you want the neckline to be. And the neckline needs to be deep because you need it to enter your head. Okay, so let me do 9 or 9.5. Please work with what will work for you. So this is the center. Can you see this is the center line? But then the neckline is not coming straight to the center, it's coming towards the side. So from the center, I'm going to measure 2 inches. This is where we want the neck depth to stop. So just measure 2 inches towards this side, like this. So from the neck, you're going to connect it like this. So just connect it like this to the neck like this. Can you see? Then from this, okay, so I move it a bit closer so that you guys can see it. So from, you can see this is the neck now. When you open it, the neck depth is 9 inches. The 9 is not starting from here. The 9 is starting from where you have your guideline. Where you have your guideline, you can see our shoulder slope here. Start from where you have your guideline. Measure down the 9 inches for your neck depth, okay? And like I said, the neckline is not straight. So from the center now, just highlight your center line. So from the center, come here by 2 inches. Then you're going to connect it back to the neck width. Can you see? Like this. So let me push shock so that it's clear. You have to make the neckline deep. If not, it's not going to enter your head. You know it's Bubu. Not going to have zip, so you have to make the neckline deep because the neck width is already small now. It's 3 inches. It's not even up to 3 inches basically. So this is how it is. If you like, you can give it a slight curve, like you can curve it if you like, but it's okay like this. Then from here also you connect it to the neck width straight now, to the neck width here. We'll cut it out. Then you create facing for it. You create facing for it. The facing is coming to the good side. Okay, so you cut out facing for this side as well as this side. Then you create what you're using to finish it. So let me just use my paper stay to create the facing. Then I'm now going to transfer the I will now glue the paper stay. I'll glue the paper stay on the fabric, on the, I'm going to use velvet by the way to do the facing. So the neck width of the facing at this side is not really wide, so let's do 2.5. 2.5. At this upper side I'm doing 3, so from this place is 2.5. Then from this side is wide, it's like 5 inches, so I'll measure 5 inches. Then here also I'll maintain that 3, I'll maintain that 3.5. So I'll connect it. So this is where the neck point is stopping. I will just come down by 1 inch from that point and create like a box now. Can you see? So this is the facing. It's just to trace the shape of the neckline, and then you had your allowance, just the way we usually do facing. But because of the style line, that's why you see the way I extended this, and yeah, basically. So I'll cut this out and I'll fix it on what I want to use. For this time you can use ashoke, but it seems as if they use velvet, so I'm going to use velvet. At this stage, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I put up a new tutorial. And if you value what I'm doing, you can also be part of the channel supporter by clicking the join button, and that will make you to become a member of this channel, like you become a supporter. So can you see the way the facing is? So we are going to cut another thing that we're going to place here also to create the design. You know, it's just like a square of thing that they just use it to create like a style line. If you want it wider, you can do that, but 5.5 is good. Then the depth, I'll make it to be 12 inches or 13. So the width is 5.5, then we'll do 13. Then at the side here, I'm going to go up by 3 inches, and I will create like a triangle shape. Then I'll cut it out. All this thing that I cut on the paper, I'm going to cut it on the fabric that I want to use and decorate it. Okay. I'm going to bend the edges inside and use your hemming gum to iron it down. Can you see that I've done it? So you finish the edges, just the 2 sides. Ready to be attached to the body. So for the back, you also need to cut out facing for it. So this is the facing for the back. So this is the back. So place the facing on top of it, but before then you have to finish the raw edge of the facing. You can either weave it or you do it the way I'm doing it now. Bend it once and make your stitch around it. This is the right side that is facing up. So place this on top like this, straight here, just this straight line. You will notch, then you keep it aside, line it very well, then you make your stitch with 1/2 inch to this point and then back to this other side. Then you flip it to the right side. Then notch and turn to the good side. Notch it like this, then you flip it to the good side. So I'll go to the ironing table now. I'll iron it nicely and I'll tuck hemming gum inside so that it stays very well. This other one, We are going to bring this other one, so just place it on top of it like this. You can start at the beginning of the V and then you stitch so that you can flip it downward, and it's going to be like this. Can you see? Hey, looking good already. Okay. So I just check the style again. So for the placement, the edge of this one, you align it with the edge of this one that is coming from the top, and you're going to pin. So it's just going to be like this. Hey, just like this. Okay, so you guys, can you see? This is how it's going to look. After placing it, you make your stitch here, then you flip it downward, then you make a top stitch coming from the up all the way down, round to this point, then you top stitch here as well. So we are going to flip it downward like this. Then I'll go back to the ironing table. I'll just put hemming gum so that it stays in place for me, so that it's easy to top stitch. I will now come and top stitch it. So the next thing now is just to join it together at the shoulder. So you're going to I'm done top stitching it, so you just place front and back together at the shoulder, right side facing right side, right side to right side. Okay, then you're going to use this, see the way it is, use the back facing to just wrap around the front neckline like this. Then you're going to make your stitch starting from here all the way to the other side. You also do the same thing here as well. Make sure you align it properly, and then you do it to the other side as well. Okay. So once you're done with one shoulder, you're going to repeat the same step to the second shoulder. And once you're done with the shoulder joining, the next thing now is to finish the sleeve opening. You can see the way it is. Just fold it 2 times like this and make your stitch around the sleeve opening. Alright, so the next thing now is just to close the side. But before closing the side, you need to go and iron hemming gum at the back neckline so that the back neckline can relax. And if there's need for you to notch, you notch, because you know it's curved, so you notch it. Just put some notching so that by the time you iron, it's going to relax properly. So just close the side with 1 inch. With 1 inch. So when I get to where I want the sleeve to start, I'll back stitch and stop. I'll also also close the second side. All right, so the next thing now is just to finish the hemline as well as the slitted parts. So you're just going to bend it 2 times like this, and you make your stitch around the side seam slit. Can you see, just like this? And once you're done with the side slits, the next thing is just to hem the down part. Okay, hold it 2 times and make your stitch. And that will be the end of the tutorial for today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click the like button and also share it. Okay, thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time. Bye. Stay safe.